Okay, hello folks, welcome back to another episode. And today's episode will be Mental Asylum Horror Story. Beginning. In 1841, Springfield Hospital opened on 14th of June as the first Surrey County lunatic asylum for peppers in London. A borough of Wandsworth, in 1938. 97 acres of land had been purchased. Okay, and moving on. Abandoned hospital in my town is very active. It was also used in the movie Boneyard. when when they blew the hospital up in the movie, unfortunately, they actually burned some of it, so they abandoned it completely. They still have tables, desks, chairs, boxes, and boxes of files all over the place on the floor. Not sure if half of the sightings are supporters of the paranormal, but a friend of mine snuck in and had a series of lights turning off and on that led him and his friends to an operation room. The light turned off and they panicked and ran out. They also had batteries drained out and could only make out the light outside through the roof axis. And hatch they used, oh shit! So the battery ran out. They turned down the battery. I guess the spirits of the ghosts they drained their batteries so they could use the spirits over their the hauntings for them. Okay, moving on. Also had a coworker who worked at a rental stadium turned tree from a farm. The basement had screams and griping still and an audience bored with their old nurses. Still signed in for duty even though there wasn't any chalk. Some other things that I cannot remember happened that led him to quit. Oh shit. Okay, moving on. Number 2, the 911 calls. I'm a I'm a nurse that worked at a Pacific hospital for 5 years. Damn. He's been a nurse for 5 years, been working there since they closed the place down. Okay. Police would call us in the middle of the night saying some little girl who identified herself as Santana was calling 911 from a certain extensions in the hospital. Holy shit, they've been hearing a little girl in there, but there was nobody there. Okay, moving on. The extensions that arts that crafts no room, nobody goes there at night. Nobody, I assure you, yet there's absolutely something there, and it costs 911 a lot. Lots of other stories from that place, but that's the creepiest one. Oh shit! So it's like putting a prank call against the police, but nobody was there. No one. Oh my god! They've been seeing a little haunted girl there that haunts that room, where just arts and crafts and stuff for the kids. Oh wow. Okay, moving on. Number 3, the power was still on. Okay. When I was a teenager, 20 years ago, my friends and I trespassed on a convent insane asylum called Elusius in southern Michigan. The worst thing wasn't that it was at night with shitty flashlights and the dirty painted records scattered on the floor, the broken furniture, the torn up walls, the leaking water pipes, or the huge furniture bloom from the leaking water. The worst part was finding a tunnel and following it to a place inside where power was still on. Oh shit. There was a light on a ominous looking double doors and an active security camera. So the security camera was still on from the power from the asylum. Damn teenagers. Okay, moving on. It was like, why is there what's going on? What's going on there? Okay. Later on, I found out that the asylum and a nearby hospital were connected. However, the Wikipedia page says it closed in 1984, but we were there several years after that. I think I saved one of the patient records somewhere. Oh shit. Number 4, the footsteps above us. I was the night watchman at an abandoned mental hospital. Trans State Park for a summer in college. The only creepy thing that happened was one night I was with one of the state park police, and we saw flashlights in one of the buildings. Kids constantly broke in, and other people broke in to gut the old buildings of the copper they couldn't find. Oh shit! There were footsteps, but there was the teenagers. There was someone else there. Okay, moving on. So I was saying one night we saw flashlights moving around, so we went to the officer, pulled out her gun and flashlight, and then we went. We could hear footsteps on the floor above us, and we slowly and quietly went up the stairs. We checked out every single room and found nothing. Okay. Then we hear footsteps above us again, and I think the second floor. And yeah, the second floor. This happened for a few floors until we were on the top floor. Below the roof, we hear footsteps up the roof, so we went up there. Still nothing. We never found out anyone or nothing or any indication that anyone had been there. It was damn. So there was nobody there. Holy shit. Okay, number 5. Things moved in the night. Okay. There is an abandoned mental hospital in my town called Purdue Hospital. Of that scary place, kids go to a show brothel. It's surrounded by woods. Supposedly, you hear lots about it. You hear lots of stories from people after it was abandoned. But the spookiest things come from when it was still in service. Spookiest things come from when it was still in service. My man worked in an auxiliary nurse there was for 4 years, and she said that night the crippled kids who couldn't move to the service dishes and birth defects would somehow get out of the cribs, and into the middle of the floor on the wards. Whatever was doing this would also go around and remove blankets from all the patients, and again pile them in the center of the room. Holy shit, poor kids, they're trying to get out. Wow. Moving on. Eventually, security was hired, believing that it was someone getting into the hospital at night and doing all these things to scare people or to be trouble, like try to scare them off so they leave, whatever. Security guards, you know how nowadays kids try to break into asylums. So yeah. Moving on. However, even with security, they never found out who it was doing these things at night. Oh shit! They never found out who it was, but there was nobody there. Oh shit. Okay, moving on. Number 6, the praying nun. The praying nun. My dad worked at a mental hospital that used to be connected to an abandoned nun's home by underground passage. He says that one night he was walking down there when he saw a praying nun, and he walked by her and said hello. She did not notice him. My dad does not believe in ghosts, but he says there was a nun down the night. Oh shit, there was a nun. Oh, I don't like nuns. There was a nun during the hall. My dad said, hello, is anybody there? And I just stood there and looking at him, staring right at his face. Holy shit. Okay, moving on. The little boy. Number 9. Okay. Sorry. I work at night shift as a CNA in a hospital. I had a patient last year. He was in his 50s, totally with it. I had him for a week or two on his first day of job. Okay, not bad. And never showed up signs of confession at night. Or otherwise, he'd like to keep his door open at all times. And he was in the room close to the nurse's station. He saw myself and plenty other staff walk by throughout the night. Oh shit. Okay, moving on. One night around 2:30 a.m. in the morning, he sees me walking by calls me into his room. Is that your son or something? Who? I ask the little boy. That's been following you all night. What boy? I don't know. I never brought my son here this week. My son's at home. Okay. I produced to ask what he looked like because I could not see him. He said he looked to be about 7 years old with short dark hair and a baseball cap. Oh my god, that's creepy shit. You saw a boy there with a baseball cap just walking around them. Oh my god. Both of us were freaked out about the station, and he requested to keep us lights on after. I'm getting chills thinking about it now. Oh my god. Oh shit. So that boy was haunting them. Like, he was 7 years old. He was walking behind them. He didn't notice that there was somebody walking behind me. And his son told him, Dad, look, there's somebody behind you. Where? And he's like, oh shit, there's somebody behind me. And he's like, yeah, I just saw a black figure standing next to you. And then he was wearing a black cap, kind of like a baseball cap outfit, baseball. Oh shit. Well, okay. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think about this horror story about Asylum, about lunatics, Naffer, lunatics, Asylum. Just let me know in the comments. Thanks. Peace.